Hi, everybody, and welcome to Pomeroy Art Academy's Breakfast Club. I'm your instructor, John Pomeroy, and I'm going to show you how to create a very simple, generic run cycle. So let's get started. So I'm going to, like I did with the walk cycle that I tried and that I animated earlier in an earlier episode, I'm going to use Tig as my model, and I will start out roughing him out in a down position. Now with runs, the difference between the walk and the run is that for about 4 frames in the run cycle, he is airborne. So there's no place in the walk where he's actually both feet are off the ground. That's the big difference. In a run, he's actually airborne. In a walk, he is not. The locomotion, there's a lot of similarities, but that airborne feature is what differentiates it from walk to run. So his leg will be up on his right leg will be up. There's the bottom of his little tunic, and then his left leg will be down. And I'm just going to rough, really dirt rough here. This arm is swung around the front. There's his tummy right there. His tail will be out here, and then his back arm just barely showing. His eye, nose, smile, muzzle, one tooth showing. Get his mask there, his eyebrow, his ears, back fur, and top portion of his head. So there is our down position. And we're going to call this drawing 1. Now, the next down on the stride of this run is going to be basically the same as this, only the feet positions and the arms will be a little bit different. And by the way, as I mentioned on the walk cycle, this is also a cycle, which means he's running in place. And so the feet will slip underneath him, and when it's shot with a background or a layout, that will be moving to give you the feeling, the illusion of movement as he is running with each stride. So let's see, I think this will be drawing number 9. I think, let's see, 5, yeah, drawing number 9. So this will be the down. Headline, eyeline, I mean, let's see, nose, muzzle, mask, ears, back fur, his body. Now let's see, the arm, this arm would be back. There's his fist. And the far arm would be out in front. And then there's his body. This leg would be down. Toes would be 3/4 facing us just a little bit to give it some depth, so it's different than that far foot on drawing 1. And then we would see the underside of his foot pad. There's his buttocks and his tail, the way it's attached. So we got both down positions right there. Now we need the up positions. So what we're going to be doing is drawing 5, which will be up, ground plane, his head. There's not a lot of up, I mean, it has a little bit of up and down, not too much. I don't want to get carried away. I like to keep it a lot more subdued. So many times I've over animated the up and down action on a run and walks too. So I want to keep myself, I'm going to hold back just a little bit. Because if you over animate the body and the head and everything, you take away from looking at the locomotion here on the legs, and that's the important part. That's what we want to see. So let's see, the body is lifted off. And we're seeing a tucking of this leg that's being moved from here, coming forward, and then landing here. And then this foot has moved back and is lifting up. Like that. And the arm is traveling forward and back. Just little ball shapes for hands. I can just rough this out. And then likewise, it's all hidden, but the other arm is swinging forward too. Maybe you'll see a piece of the fist on the other side. And then the tail dragging behind. So there's the up position there. And then the likewise up position on the following stride. I believe that would be 13. That will be the other up position. This up position, the body and the head are basically the same. I'll just kind of trace those really quickly. Turtleneck, tail. Let's see, this foot on this side. Kicking off, and then the arm coming down, and then the foot on the far side that's being picked up. And there's our up position on that side. So we've got now 2 complete strides of a full-on run. Got our down position that we start with, up position, down position, and then up position. So now we can get started on breaking this down and articulating the actual run itself. So this will be, if I were making a timing chart, 1 to 5, and this would be right in the middle. And like the run that I did previously, it would be nice to have a little drag on the muzzle as he's coming up, because we have energy pushing his body and head up forward. The tip of his muzzle would drag behind, just to give it a nice little fluid action, make it a little more fluid. Fun to watch. Body going up. Now, 1 foot, tip of 1 foot on drawing 1 is right there. On drawing 5, it's right there. This is on the far left foot. So this one would be, let's see, right about there. And this foot is being picked up and traveling in an arc forward. Arm is swinging down. The opposing arm, right arm, is swinging down as the right leg is traveling up. This is swinging in opposition to the leg. So you get a nice overlapping action and opposing action, which makes the overall run much more fluid and less mechanical and stiff. Okay, there is drawing 3. Now we have drawing 9. This will be drawing 7. My timing chart would be there's drawing 5 and 9. 7 would be right in the center. And this is where he is airborne. This drawing, he has kicked out his foot. Way out. And this foot is reaching out, but hasn't made contact with the ground yet. Tail dragging behind. Arm swinging to the back. Left arm swinging forward. And head slightly dragging for the same reason that it's dragging going on the way up. It's dragging down. Now the muzzle is dragging up because the inertia of the body is carrying it down, and likewise the muzzle will be dragging in the opposite direction. So there are the rough components for a rough run. Let's take a look at, see what the rough pencil test looks like. So now you can see the articulation of the legs. You can see how he is airborne. Take a look at it, run it slow frame to frame to see how the articulation happens and the slight overlap and drag on the muzzle. All really nice things to help make the run feel loose and fluid. And I hope that helps you on your character run so you can adopt these basic steps, these running positions for your character. So it's been great teaching you, and I hope you join us again on The Breakfast Club. Bye-bye.